Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that right now I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those people who have already subscribed to the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. And I also want to give a huge shout out for all those who allow me to enter into your devices, whether it be live or on the playback. So, what I'm going to ask is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to either catch it live or catch it on the playback. I want to let everybody know that the subscriber mode is on. That means that if you are not a subscriber and you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to do so. You need to subscribe. Okay. This is going to be most likely a short stream. As you can see by the thumbnail, um, today I'm celebrating um, a, a birthday for a person that's very dear and close to me, which is my mom, Gloria Negron. Today is her birthday. Uh, she would have been 89 years old today. Unfortunately, some of you know, my mother passed away 2 years ago. So what I'm going to do, just give me a moment. Okay, I'm going to show an image. Okay. Now, this person that you see before you, she was my mom. Um, she was the one that imparted on me the values which I currently hold today. And there were several values. Among those values, a love, respect, and fear for God, um, a love and a respect for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Um, Also, she instilled on me um, many qualifications, many attributes. Among them, being true to yourself, being true to others, also being faithful to oneself and faithful to others. She also taught me how to treat each person with fairness, with dignity, and never to treat anyone the same way that you did not want to be treated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show another image. Just give me a moment. Okay. Here's a picture of my mom um, celebrating her birthday. Okay. This was my mom in her apartment. And of course, to the right is a birthday cake. Um, my mother was a very strong lady. She had to deal with a great deal of difficulties. Also, she had to deal with a great deal of sadness in her life. Okay. Now, this person, this sweet lady, had to burying her husband, four of her children, and a great grandson. She was married to my father for almost 64 years. And it was not easy because the fact of the matter is, she went through a lot of trials and tribulations as a child. My grandparents, her parents, divorced, and it affected my mom a great deal. The fact that she spent time away from her father, who she loved and who she adored very much. Okay, and what this did to my mom was instill on her certain um, characteristics. Um, one of them being that no other man will share her bed other than my father. Now, in saying this, I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing the women and the men who did get divorced because we don't know what they went through. But in my mother's case, she stayed married to my father. And the only thing that separated the two was death itself. But think about it for a moment. For a parent to lose a child, it's a very hard thing to deal with. Now imagine a parent losing four of her children. And my mother raised eight. So the fact that my mother had to attend funeral because one of her offspring died four times, that is a lot for anyone to deal with. But my mother was a trooper. My mother was a warrior. My mother did not fear anything, okay? And even in her declining years, as she grew older, her health deteriorated. She still had the spirit of a fighter. Of course, it was not easy for my mom to see how her body became older, how her body became weaker, and the fact that a lot of the things that she was able to do, she could not do now due to multiple health issues. In fact, the last year or two before my mother passed away, my mother needed a walker just to get around the apartment, and she needed her scooter just to go to the bathroom. She was no longer able to cook for herself. She needed assistance to dress. So I can just imagine that it was a humbling experience for my mom, knowing that she was at the stage where she couldn't cook for herself. She needed assistance to go to the bathroom to bathe. She needed assistance to go to the bathroom to do her number one and number two. And with all that, my mother lived to be 86 years old. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, my mother was deeply loved by everyone in the neighborhood. And I mean everyone. I mean, and I remember that when my mother was younger, uh, many of the people that are now adults, and some of them are grandparents, how my mother used to feed them. Okay. So they all became her adopted children as well. My mother was a special lady. Okay. And to be perfectly honest, um, it's not been easy dealing with the loss of my mom. And when my mother passed away, um, it was very hard for me, very hard. But I realized this: the typical human being, if they take proper care of themselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, they'll live between 70 and 80 years old. In the case of my mom, she lived for 86 years. Okay. And unfortunately, um, my mother was hospitalized um, due to poor circulation in her feet. And as a result, um, she was not amputated once, but twice on her left leg. And as a result, um, my mother had a massive stroke. And when that happened, uh, my mother was not the same. She was not able to speak. Um, she was basically completely bedridden. And my mother spent her final days at home with her children and some of her grandchildren and great grandchildren. So that is the type of person my mom was. Okay. So even though my mom is not physically here, she's in heaven with my father, the three brothers that passed away beforehand, my older sister, and my grandnephew. So I consider myself extremely fortunate to have such a positive female influence like my mom. And I'm just going to say a few words in Spanish. Mi mamá, Gloria Negron, fue una dama ejemplar. Ella fue casada a mi papá casi 64 años. Mi mamá sufrió mucho. Primero que sus padres divorciaron cuando mami fue muy joven. Y ella creó otros hijos casi solo. Y mi mamá dio muchos ejemplos de la vida que fue pasado no solamente a mí, pero mis hermanos también. Y no fue fácil para mami para ver 4 de sus hijos que fallecieron y un nieto de tercera generación. Mami fue llevada al hospital y le amputaron su pierna izquierda 2 veces y por consecuencia se volvió como un vegetal. Y mami fue a su casa para vivir sus últimos días en frente de sus hijos y sus nietos. So that's the type of person my mom was. And I just want to say this to all the people who their moms are still alive. Try to visit them as much as you can, because unfortunately, some of us take our moms for granted. And then one day we plan to visit them, and then we find out that she's passed away. And if you have any unresolved issues with your mom, try to get them resolved. The worst thing you can do is allow any grievances or any unforgiveness to linger. Because once your mom passes away, that's it. And if your mom passes away before there's a chance of a reconciliation, that is the worst thing that can happen. Because then you're going through life thinking about all the chances that you had to try to be reconciled with your mom, all the opportunities of good times that you could have had with your mom, and the fact that you didn't take advantage of them, and now she's dead, and it's too late. So I would encourage all of you, if you are estranged with your own mom, please try to be reconciled. Yo voy a pedir, si hay pleitos entre ustedes y sus mamás, trata de reconciliarse, porque la más peor situación es a su mamá fallecer sin tratando de reconciliarse, porque ese es el momento más difícil en su vida. So I will encourage all of you, if you have not done so, please reconcile with your mom while they are still alive. Now, I do have some good news. Some of you are already aware of it, but now my channel has a community tab. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the community tab to announce upcoming streams. Also, I'm going to be sharing my views regarding certain situations. Now, I know some people tend to give reactions to other videos and whatnot. I don't see myself doing that on my community tab. First of all, because if you do a reaction, next thing you know, it's someone else does a reaction and another person does a reaction, and then it goes back and forth. So I would not be doing that. If I do make a reaction, it'll probably be something positive. Okay. So I'm going to be using my community tab also to highlight positive things. Now that I've been blessed to have a community tab, okay, because not every YouTube creator has one. Okay. Now I understand that there's not a lot of traffic today, so most people are going to catch this stream in the playback, which is perfectly fine. What I'll do is I'll probably load this in the Discord so that anyone on the Discord can also see the video of me honoring my mom. I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to be live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be having open discussion. What does that mean? That means I will talk about anything and everything as long as it's not disrespectful towards anyone or any group. On Monday at 7:15 p.m. Wait, tomorrow I'm going to be live on 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Monday I'm going to be live at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to do a stream regarding why I don't observe Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to give you my thoughts why I don't observe Halloween. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. It's not going to be meant as a negative judgment on those who do. If you do observe Halloween, fine. That's perfectly wonderful. That's perfectly fine. And then on Wednesday, I have a stream. I might change it to Tuesday, depending how it goes. The stream would be on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Would be what are the most common reasons why people choose not to vote. So I'm going to be discussing what is my perceptions of people why they don't vote. Okay. And again, the whole purpose is not to condemn anyone that chooses not to vote. That's perfectly up to them. So I'm just going to be discussing the most common reasons why. And on Thursday, I'm going to have another issue of open discussion. Okay. Normally, I would do that on a Friday, but since Magic Mulata is going to be doing a stream regarding mixed race people in the Latino community, I'm going to plan to participate on that. And I would encourage all of you to watch the stream as well. Okay. But in any case, I'm going to wrap this up. And I just want to say that I do appreciate all those that are going to watch the stream in the playback. Okay. And again, everyone is more than welcome to enter their comments on the community tab. Please bear in mind that if you put down any negative or disrespectful comments, it's going to be erased. The same rules that apply on the live stream is going to apply on the community tab. So that being said, I just want to thank all those who will watch it on the playback. And of course, I'm going to close the same way that I always close, which is let's be good to one another and each other. So that being said, this has been a shortened version of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. And I just want to say thank you very much. Take care and peace.
strong.